By the booze. That's fine. Hi guys, and welcome back to GoLocal Live. Our last guest today is Kyle Poland from everyone's favorite Providence bar, Circe.
Yes, thank you for having me.
And we're having him on the show today because you guys have opened a second location in East Greenwich.
We did. So we're actually right behind New England Tech on Division Road, which is a beautiful location. There's a golf course that literally surrounds the building. So not only is it a great location, but we have a beautiful view. So it's really awesome.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
I know
Thank you.
Circe here is beautiful, and I haven't gotten a chance to check out the new location. I think it just opened
Yep,
last
so
week.
we have been open for, this is our third week now.
Okay.
So the first 2 weeks went great. Well, I guess I'm lying. The first week, just like any other, restaurant open, you have your ups and downs.
Right.
We had a couple issues, with motors going down and walking around on the roof and everything else, but we got it squared away, and that's what the soft open is for.
Great.
And that's why we kind of kept it under wraps for a little while. But
So I
now
know-
we're full bore.
Oh, that's great. And I know Carlo had a really specific vision for Circe, and is this like an extension of that original vision, or is
Yeah,
this a
so-
new concept? Or?
No, conceptually it's the same. Our goal is to kind of expand Circe. We really believe, in the concept that we have, and we're very proud of it. So when we took over the space in East Greenwich, our goal was to recreate the same atmosphere, put out, the same level of product. So you'll see a lot of things that are very similar, but also things that are different. When you walk in, some of the decor, the white theme is still there.
Okay.
The shutters that we designed for Providence, we installed them in East Greenwich as well. Some of our cocktails are same, but we have new cocktails that we're introducing as well. And then on our food menu, we also have a lot of the same cocktails, but we have a lot of new stuff, a few other new items too that we introduced. So that way, it's not completely the same. We give the guests, the consumers, something new to look forward to, and with the new location.
So for anybody that maybe hasn't visited either location, tell our viewers a little bit about the style of food at Circe, the ambiance, what they're going to experience.
So as far as the style of food, we consider ourselves modern American with an Italian flair. So you'll see that Italian influence not only in the cocktails, but with our entrees as well. One of my favorite dishes is the frutta di mare. You can see that on both menus. Obviously, a lot of Italian inspiration there. Hand-cut, thick pappardelle pasta, seafood medley with it. It's a beautiful dish, and it kind of represents, what we're going for as far as our plate. Appearance of the plates and the quality of food that we want to put out. As far as the atmosphere goes, same thing. We want to have a lively atmosphere. We want it to be fun. We do consider ourselves casual fine dining. With that being said, we still like to create a fun atmosphere. So the bar to this point, knock on steel.
Whatever this is, yeah.
The bar has been busy, and we like to kind of push that all the way through late night as well. I think you find some places close up, right after dinner service. We like to go a little bit later. In East Greenwich, we'll be through 11, and the weekend's 1 o'clock. So we hope to capture that late night bar clientele as well.
And so are you doing like DJ music over there as
We're
well?
not
I know
doing
you do
any
that in
DJs.
Providence.
We do have music, and we do pump it up a little bit, turn the lights down a little bit after
Okay,
dinner service.
all right.
We will have DJs for events, and as well as, let's say, a Mother's Day brunch. We plan on having some jazz singers, some live music there. So there will be entertainment down the road for sure.
And so is it a larger space? You said events. Are you able to, is there an event function area?
It is. It is a significantly larger space,
Okay.
and we do have a large event area with its separate bar, separate bathroom, and seating for close to 70, which
that's
is really
great.
nice because that allows us to be able to do dinner events during our regular dinner service, or do separate events that are private and away from the rest of the dining area, so that way people are able to capture that. They have their private, they have their celebration, and we're able to keep that separate from the dining area, which is really awesome. And to have your own bar over there is pretty
Yeah,
cool
that's
too. That doesn't always
incredible.
happen.
So why East Greenwich? I have to ask.
Well, it really so much wasn't, okay, we need to target East Greenwich.
Okay.
It was, what's the best available location out there? We had been seeking a second location for probably 3 years now.
Wow.
And Carlo, my partner, had been out there to the old Bistro 9, which the restaurant was formerly.
Yep.
And he had an experience there, and he just saw a lot of potential.
Yep.
And it happened to come up, and he knew that it was a space that he felt we could be successful in.
Okay.
So we went after it, and it worked out really well. We were able to get it. So we like being in a residential area.
We have parking now.
Yeah, there's a parking lot. So, all the necessary things kind of came into play, and, it all kind of fit the bill for what we wanted. And the fact that it's in East Greenwich is a bonus because Carlo lives in East Greenwich. He lives right off the golf course, which is nice.
He must love it, yeah.
Yeah,
he can walk to work now.
Yeah, exactly. Well, he rides the golf cart back and forth to work.
Oh,
Wait,
so, seriously?
Yeah, so East Greenwich, it turned out to be a perfect location because of those things. For instance, Carlo living so close in proximity.
Perfect.
But the fact that there is parking, it's a residential area. The layout of the restaurant, the function room. It was just we just saw a lot of potential in the space. So we went for it.
Well, it's a great community too.
Yeah, definitely. It's a great community.
Yeah,
great. A lot of the customers from East Greenwich, they do visit us in Providence, so we already do have a customer base that we've already developed downtown, and we're seeing them in East Greenwich now too as well. So it's a great community, great area to be in.
And so what are some, I know you said there were a couple different menu items, and we'll talk about the different drink items. I know you brought me one. I'm super excited. What are the differences in the menu? I know you said it's pretty minimal. I heard something about sushi. I mean, what are the differences?
So, the first thing we did was, we did change some of the pricing. We made it a little bit more budget friendly.
Okay.
Being in a residential area, the goal is to have a lot of repeat customers. So, hopefully they will take advantage of that. As far as menu items go, we introduced sushi, which is something we always wanted to do. Myself and Carlo both worked at 10 Prime Steak and Sushi, where we had a lot of success working with sushi. So, when we hired Makoto, who's one of our head chefs in East Greenwich. He has a ton of experience with sushi, so he was able to bring that to the table for us and make it happen. So our Circe roll is amazing. I recommend it if you come in, have it as an appetizer, have it as an entree if you want.
What's in it?
So you have filet, you have lobster, and you have tuna, and then you have all the sauces you can imagine. So what's better than that?
Wow, nothing.
And there's some rice in there too.
You didn't bring me that.
No, I couldn't make that happen. I told you Makoto makes that happen. I'm the drink guy. Next time we'll have Makoto, we can do some sushi.
And speaking of drinks, I know you guys have awesome bartenders over at Circe. Did you utilize their talents to come up with some new drinks at the new location?
Fortunately, I was able to take able to take a couple of the bartenders and have them work in East Greenwich, and they're still working there. And it's worked out great because they came with a certain amount of experience. Literally 50% of the cocktail menu is the same as it is in Providence. So that way, their experience with that helped them assist the new employees in East Greenwich. And plus, too, to bring somebody in that already knows how you work, knows your system, knows what you expect, is a huge plus and allowed us to focus on other things.
And so what are you seeing in terms of a customer base? I know you said a lot of people that come over here are closer to there. Are you seeing a lot of new people come to try out Circe? Are you seeing some of your crowd shift?
We are. It's funny. I was talking to a guest last night, and the first 5 tables that came in last night when I was in East Greenwich, I asked them where are they from, and it's a question I always ask because in downtown there are so many hotels. It's good to know which hotels are sending you business. It's good to know where people are from. A lot of people from out of state, visiting the universities, and literally everybody that I spoke to said, I live nearby, I'm in the neighborhood, I'm from East Greenwich, which is something that we're not used to. So, it's really cool to learn that the people in the surrounding area are coming to visit, So if we can capture that audience, I think we'll be okay.
That's excellent. And are you doing, I know you do a happy hour over here at this bar, same thing in East Greenwich?
Yep, so for 4:30 to 6:30, we do a half hour, we do a half off happy hour bar menu. And that's available at the bar, so we're hoping to kick that off and get people addicted to our bar menu as well. We've got some hot dogs on there too, which we don't have downtown, but we do in East Greenwich.
You're
so that's
giving the
cool.
East Greenwich community hot dogs.
Yeah, we're going to give them some hot dogs.
We have
awesome.
New York system
Only the
down
best.
Here, so down there you got to give them hot dogs. So speaking of happy hour, you brought us a drink that I'm very excited to try. Now tell us about, this is different than anything at the Providence.
So I brought this because this was actually a drink that we introduced in the Providence location, and it was massively successful. And then, with seasonal drinks changing, we took it off the menu, so then when we went to East Greenwich, I said, I have to bring this one back. This was one of my creations, so I wanted to bring it and put it back on. And it's a great cocktail for this time of year. It's a little bit more versatile where it's not necessarily just a fall drink. You can have it through the winter and then even the summer if you want. So it's actually a Black Mission Manhattan. So what we do is we take a whiskey and we infuse it with Black Mission figs.
Wow.
We let the figs sit for at least 3 days. Then after 3 days, hopefully the whiskey's matured enough and it has absorbed enough of that fig flavor. Then we add a Jaffard vanilla liqueur, which is an awesome liqueur because it's all natural and it's actually flavored with Madagascar vanilla beans. Wow. And then we add 2 dashes of a Patriot's bitters, which adds a little bit of an anise flavor to it. So it just kind of rounds out the sweetness and a little bit of a bitterness to it. And it's great when you have a champagne coupe in front of you when you've got a Black Mission fig on a skewer.
Yeah.
So why don't we try it? Is that all right?
Everybody write that down. You can make your own
Can we try it? Is
Yeah,
that all right? I don't
let's
want to break
try
any
it.
rules.
No,
All right.
I don't think, I don't know. Do we have rules?
All
There's no
right.
alcohol in this.
Well, maybe.
Wow, looks delicious. Beautiful color. Can't go wrong with that.
So this is it.
Well, cheers. Cheers to the new opening.
Cheers. Well, thank you for
Let's
having
give
me.
this a try. Oh, yes, absolutely.
So,
I got a fig in my way.
best thing to do is take that fig, let it drop, let it sit, and eat that at the end.
Oh, yeah, that's delicious. That's
There we
very
go.
dangerous. Don't try
Perfect.
this at home. And so before we go, I have to ask, what is your favorite thing on the menu?
I say it every single time. It's always the lobster risotto with avocado ice cream and dragon crackers. And my line is, it's the only time you get to have ice cream before dinner, and it's okay.
It's an actual ice cream?
It's an actual
Cold?
avocado ice cream. Yep. So we
That's
take
amazing.
avocados, we process them, and we make our own ice cream, and it's awesome.
And how about if you don't eat seafood?
If you don't eat seafood, we have a lot of traditional stuff too. I mean, if you're more of a traditional eater, we have a chicken entree, we have meatloaf, which is awesome, been a staple in Providence as well in East Greenwich now since day one. Mashed potatoes, sautéed spinach, and asparagus wrapped in prosciutto. So, if you're not a seafood person, we got you.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Kyle,
Awesome.
for
No
coming on the
problem.
show today.
No problem.
Thank you guys for watching. I really hope you get a chance to check out the new location in East Greenwich. I do have one comment before I sign off. Our first guest, Melissa Salvis, she did mention that microblading was good for people with diabetes, and I just wanted to let our viewers know that that is actually not true, that if you have diabetes, you are not a candidate for microblading, just so everybody's on the same page with that. But thank you, everybody, for tuning in today, and we'll be back next week with some exciting